The year of the cap continues. So on media day, Andre Drummond, who, by the way, I believe is the backup center for the Philadelphia 76ers, as he was the backup center for the Chicago Bulls, and the failed so-called would-be savior for the Lakers some years back, you may recall. Anyway, on media day, he referred to himself as the best rebounder ever to play the game. As you could guess, Drummond's comment quickly went viral on social media. And when former NBA player Ron Harper came across it on X/Twitter, he went in on the big man, saying, quote, "LOL, do you listen to yourself, kid? Jokes." And of course, Ron Harper would know that that's absolute BS and super duper cap, because he played alongside Dennis Rodman for 3 NBA seasons. Dennis Rodman led the league in rebounding for 7 consecutive NBA seasons. And unlike in today's era, in which I've said before, and I'll say it a billion more times, that you don't really have a lot of actual real post players anymore. And you really have centers who are really just stretch 4s and 5s who don't really prioritize boxing out and rebounding. A lot of these guys don't even know how to box out. That's not prioritized in today's game. So a guy like Andre Drummond, who appears to be this phenomenal rebounder in today's era, I mean, what other great rebounders do he go against, like on a nightly basis, even when he was a full-time starter in today's league? I mean, you got Giannis, you got Joker, he's a good rebounder, and Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid, he's good. He's an okay rebounder, but he's not as good as the other ones. Then again, a lot of times he's on the perimeter a lot, or mid-range, so he's kind of not sometimes in position. But to be fair, because there are a lot more outside shots taken, you know anything about physics, when you shoot from outside, it's more likely that the shot's going to careen and go a little bit further out. But having said that, a guy like Dennis Rodman, the motor he had, the IQ he had, he would have made that adjustment and still been great. Remember, if you watch Dennis Rodman play, when he would rebound, I've never seen a guy that was able to cover so much ground. And his rebounding, he went out to rebounds like a madman. And for every 17 rebounds he got in the game, he just missed probably another 10 to 12. This guy terrorized front lines. And like I was alluding to, Dennis Rodman was not 6'10". He wasn't 6'11". He wasn't 7 feet tall. Dennis Rodman was listed at 6'8", really 6'6" and a half, 6'6" and 3/4, and was out rebounding legit 7-footers. Out rebounding guys that were 6'10" and higher. This guy was going up against them. Guys like Alonzo Mourning. He was going up against Shaq and David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing and Rick Smith and Dikembe Mutombo and Jason Williams, not the point guard, but the big man who accidentally boom that limo driver. He was going up against, guys like trying to think of other Sean Kemp. He was going up against Kevin Garnett in the earlier part of his career. He was going up against Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. Even for one season, he played a little bit after that, going up against, talking about Rodman, but one season against Tim Duncan. Timmy. Not to mention other great and good rebounders. Dale Davis, Antonio Davis. Now you know what I'm talking about. Dennis reigned supreme over all of them. And unlike Andre Drummond, who can only just look at stats from a stat sheet that nerds like to prop up, the optics tell you Dennis Rodman's rebounding was impactful. You can make an argument. Dennis Rodman, for all of the greatness of Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman probably should have been at least co-MVP in the '96 Finals. Almost exclusively because of his rebounding, his defense, and his rebounding. Andre Drummond gets a lot of garbage rebounds, man. He gets a lot of garbage crap that don't really have any impact on winning like that. You know what I'm saying? Did he really have an impact in Detroit? Did he have an impact when he played with Cleveland, I think, briefly? Did he have an impact in LA? We know he damn sure didn't. Super bust. Did he have an impact with Chicago? Not really. Is he going to have an impact with Philly? Nope. He didn't get no parts of a starting job. If Dennis Rodman had started from the get-go, who knows how many rebounds he would have had. He didn't start, I don't think he became a full-time starter until 89, 90, 90, 91. Not to mention, you got guys all-time great rebounders putting up absurd numbers like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain and Nate Thurman, Jerry Lucas. You know, guys like you had workhorses like Dave DeBusschere, Moses Malone. You know, so what are you guys talking about? These dudes just be saying anything, man. But this is what happens when you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men. You know what I'm saying? You got all these dudes that's just kissing your ass because you're a millionaire and tell you what you want to hear. You know, reading your own press clipping. These dudes are all the same, man. This is part of the LeBron elitist era. You know, the elitist delusional era. I remember these players used to a lot of these players, bro, even if you secretly are kind of egotistical. Wilt Chamberlain was very egotistical, but he had the common sense. And to be honest with you, he had the ground, you know what I'm saying? He was grounded with having been raised by a two-parent household. You know, there's nothing wrong with having you know what I'm saying? If you come from a single-parent household, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying, man, a lot of these dudes, they move weird, man. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if you came from a single parent household, you still had a lot of us growing up, if we didn't have a two parent household, we still had males in our households teaching us about responsibility, teaching us about accountability, teaching us about, you know what I'm saying? It's almost I hate to say it, man, but it's almost a feminine trait to go around constantly bragging about yourself. You know what I'm saying? To hide, you know what I'm saying, insecurities. Because these guys got to be insecure because you're so braggadocious, but you get so butthurt when somebody criticizes you. That's an emotional trait. Look, it's one thing if somebody just saying some flat out dumb shit about you, but if somebody say they don't think you're the greatest rebounder, you get a hissy fit? Or you getting your feelings? But anyway, salute to Ron Harper, man, for being one of the elders to keep it real when it comes to this crap, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of this is also the media playing into the generational wars. You know what I'm saying? Especially in our community, they pitting Generation Z against Generation X and Millennials. That's what they do. They divide our community, whether it's light skin versus dark skin, whether it's generation versus generation, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, the rich versus the poor, or even more so, old money versus the nouveau riche, man versus woman. You know what I'm saying? Secular versus religious. They've been doing this is what they do. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.